Hey everyone, welcome to your university, the place where we talk all about the Dragon Ball universe. Today we are going to go through Goku and Vegeta discovering the fusion of the gods. And if you would like to see more Dragon Ball content, please leave your like and subscribe to join our university. The transformations created through fusions in Dragon Ball have always been part of the more common area of the story. After all, several times we have seen characters use this means as a way to become more powerful or to survive problems that could befall them. Mergers have been a Dragon Ball trademark since the Z era, when the world first met the small and extremely powerful Gotenks. Since then, we have been introduced to Vegeto, Gogeta, Kafla, and many other unforgettable warriors with unbelievable powers. But what are the best fusions anyway? And considering all this, could we say that there could be a special fusion between gods of destruction and Dragon Ball? What could it look like? What are the requirements for that to be fulfilled? Let's talk about all this in today's video. Fusion is the process of merging two or more separate beings into one, combining their attributes from strength and speed to reflexes, intelligence, and wisdom. When properly fused, the single being created has an amazing level of power, far beyond what any of the fuses would have individually. So far, it has been shown that there are at least 6 different ways of fusion and many types of fusion. Namekuseigen fusion is the first biological fusion to appear in the series. Mechanical fusion has already appeared with the combination ability of the Pilaf machines, a special technique unique to the Namekuseigens. It is more of an assimilation than a fusion, as one Namekuseigen absorbs the energy, strength, memories, and intelligence or thought pattern of another. Both participants must voluntarily consent to merge in this way, and usually the pair agrees on the stronger of the two to serve their body as host. The awakened host places his hand on the chest of the other, and by unknown means, they merge with a blinding flash. After the fusion, only the host's body remains, and the non-host ceases to exist as a body. It is also possible to merge with more than 2 Namekuseigens. We also have a Metamoran fusion, which is performed using the fusion dance, a dance developed by the alien species called Metamorans that Goku learned in the other world. It was first introduced when the threat of Majin Buu first appeared. The dance results in a completely new fused being with characteristics from both fusions. The newly fused body is dressed in Metamoran attire: dark vest lined with light linen, white pants with cloth belt, and boots. The fusion lasts only 30 minutes, after which the fuses separate back to normal. In the manga, it was stated that there are certain requirements for fusion dance as opposed to Potara earring fusion, such as the fuses need to have equal power and roughly similar height. But in a recent interview, Akira Toriyama said that it is possible to fuse regardless of the conditions, as long as everything goes well, and it is possible for even more people to fuse. Each character stands 6 steps away from each other, side by side. They extend their arms so that each person's arms point away from their partner, with their palms open and facing forward. As they say Fu, each person drags their feet to the side toward their partner. Both people should take exactly 3 steps at this point. As they do this, each person swings both arms over their head so that each of the 2 sets of arms point toward their partner. Then, as they seijin, each person swings their arms over their body, turning them so that the palm faces the floor and closing their fists. At the same time, they should bring their outside leg up so that it is at a right angle, with the shin facing their partner and the foot level with the knee. Finally, each person shouts "Ha!" and tilts their torso so that it is tilted toward their partner. The series of movements leading up to "Ha" are important to synchronize the 2 people and also to focus their minds. But once you get really good at it, it is also possible to blend it with just the "Ha." They bring their arms above their heads so that they point up in relation to themselves with their index fingers out. They should then fully extend their outer legs. At this point, each person's fingers should touch their partner's fingers. If both characters do this exactly right, the fusion is successful. Potara fusion is performed with the earrings that Supreme Kaioshins normally wear. These earrings combine the 2 wearers into a new being with full attributes in the final product down to the clothing. This fusion allows advanced transformation states, such as Super Saiyan forms, to be accessed even after fusion. though the old Kaioshin comments that while they can technically fuse while at full strength in the state, it will significantly reduce their lifespan due to being unable to fuse fall out of the form. Mortals performing Potara fusion have a time limit of 1 hour before they fall apart, but if a Supreme Kai is one of the fuses, the fusion will become permanent, being unable to separate whether the two fuses like it or not. However, there are alternative methods to dissolve the fusion regardless of who the participants are, usually by forcing the fuses to separate, such as by being magically split by a wish in the dragon spheres. Wearing the earrings is very simple compared to the fusion dance. Each person places the earrings in the opposite ear of their partner. The sphere in the earring glows, and the two wearers are thrown together. The new being emerges glowing in the green light with the earrings still in each of the two ears. God fusion is an advanced fusion between multiple people created from a Shenlong wish. Similar to five-way fusion, multiple people have the same form as fusion dance to fuse, although the main user must gather energy to do so. The result is psychically similar to fusion dance, with the fusion wearing meta-mooring clothing. Unlike fusion dance or Potara, it is unnecessary for the users to be equal in power, as shown in Goku's fusion with the audience on the Capsule Corporation ship. It is not known if the fusions created from God fusion have a time limit, or if they can be deactivated at will. We do know that at least there are fusions that involve not only ordinary characters or certain items, but also fusions between other gods as in Dragon Ball fusions. While this is a special form that is not tied to the manga or anime, it is certain to be related to a possibility within the work, or it would not be in an official game. One such form is the Whis form, the fusion between Beerus and Whis introduced as the X-fusion in Dragon Ball fusions. Being the fusion of Beerus and Whis, Whis is definitely the strongest in the universe according to his profile description. In Dragon Ball fusions, Whis is a G-rank fusion, the highest power level in the game. That said, if a fusion similar to this, but special between gods, were discovered and there was the possibility of it being used only by those who are gods or are perfect candidates to secure this power, it would be interesting to be introduced. Image just a fusion between Beerus and his brother Kappa, where they both share not only personalities and looks, but mostly their powers and the best in each other. So, considering that we could see Goku and Vegeto emerging through this medium, making them even more powerful than in their ordinary mergers, one would imagine that they would immediately surpass Beerus with such abilities. While Goku and Vegeto are the two strongest fighters in Universe 7, their combined powers make them a force to be reckoned with. This is especially true when the two merge into one warrior. In one corner is Vegeto, the warrior who came to life thanks to the power of the Potara earrings. He was able to wipe the floor with Super Buu and take on a fused Zamasu. In the other corner, we have Gogeta, the powerful being created when the Saiyan duo performed the fusion dance, which is the best fusion. Many say it is currently Gogeta or even Vegeto. While Gogeta is a powerful fighter on his own, Dragon Ball lore has clearly stated the fact that the Potara earrings allow for a cleaner fusion. By this logic, it is clear that Vegeto surpasses his counterpart in terms of absolute potential. A fight between this fighter and Gogeta would be an absolute delight. But due to the impossibility of this particular situation, one can only look at the individual feats of both fused fighters to compare their power levels. Vegeto is also an admirable fusion. Perhaps the biggest disadvantage that fusion dance has is the dance itself. Not only does it make the users look goofy, but it requires perfect synchronization for anyone to do it. If they get it wrong, they turn into a fat blob or a skinny old man. Unless you have someone watching your back, you better hope your opponent is generous enough to wait and allow such a foolish act to be done. Not only that, but both users must have the same power level and be in a similar height range. All one needs to do to merge with the Potara earrings is to wear one on the left ear and the other on the right ear. Simple as that. No silly dancing required. In contrast, if we are introduced to a form of fusion between two gods that does not require a dance, but just concentration or some item to fuse them together, it would be really convenient. but it would help and help a lot during fights where the two alone would not be able to win. It would be pretty funny to see some sort of God Vegeto or God Gogeta on screen, and it would certainly be the pinnacle using them with superior instinct and mixing Vegeta's powers on the transformation table. That said, what we would be presented with would be far beyond that, and would certainly surprise us with its peak power and time of use. There would, of course, be their disadvantages, but nothing above that than the true strength that would make them capable of beating any opponent, no matter if it is human or god. But what about you? Would you like to see a transformation like this? What would the name of the god fusion between Goku and Vegeta be? Leave it in the comments. That's it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions for videos, don't forget to comment here below, because I'll be reading all of them as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your university.